All right, let's talk about one of the most slept on animated films of the last 10 years. Boy and the Beast is an animated film directed by Mamoru Hosoda. I'm gonna just leave the attempt at saying the name at that. I don't want to offend many people by trying an accent or anything of that sort. Basically, this is a movie that stars people I don't know, though one of the voice actors, her name is, I shit you not, Aoi Miyazaki. But I don't think she's related in any way to Hayao Miyazaki. Wouldn't know for sure. But in this movie, we follow this kid called Ren. And he lives in like some part of Japan, I think. And after he loses his mother, and he learns that like his family is planning to move him out of the house that he and his mom lived in. His dad is estranged. He doesn't know where his dad is. This kid becomes very angry at the whole situation. He's not processing the grief the right way, and people are already doing so much to try and control him, to try and get him to do one, two, three, four, five, while he's dealing with the loss of his mother. So after lashing out at his uncle and his grandmother and things like that, is his grandmother there? I don't know. He basically runs off and he just spends his time at night in the streets of Japan. Now the thing is, the cops in that street, they basically, if you're a homeless kid or a kid who's not at home at night, they have a duty to basically confiscate you. Not arrest you, just take you and maybe find out where you're from, take you back to your family. So the kid having this thinking of like, oh, these fuckers are gonna take me back to the home that I ran away from and I don't wanna go there. This kid runs off and he finds himself in this random alley. And while he's chilling in this alley, and he makes a friend with this little mouse pet. I don't know, like they designed the mouse to be funny looking, but he refers to it as a mouse. He hears the voice of this person who passes by, and he overhears a conversation where this person is like, hey, if I'm going to be the grandmaster, I have to be forced to take on a student, a disciple. And I really can't find anyone because people keep on quitting when I take them in. And then he looks at this kid, is like, hey kid, do you want to come with me? This kid is like, and then the person walks away. Now this kid suddenly sees that like, oh shit, these cops can actually spot where I am. So he runs off and he follows this person. And he goes to an alley, goes to an alley, goes to an alley, goes to an alley, until he finds himself in this portal. And then in this portal, he finds himself in another world. And big plot twist. Trust me, I'm not ruining anything. This is all at the very beginning. He finds out that he's in this world where basically the beings that inhabit this world are like anthropomorphic. Oh, English. Anyway, they're hybrids of like animals, but like they behave like people, if that makes sense, you know. So he discovers that the person that was talking to him is actually a beast. Every being that lives in this world is referred to as a beast. So he's a beast, and his name is Komatetsu, and he's like half bear type shit. And he learns that this person wants to be the grandmaster in terms of like fighting and stuff like that. And in order to do that, he has to first get a disciple where this kid comes in, and also he has to participate in sort of like a sparring with this other person called Luzen, who's basically also like a hybrid of like a wild boar, but also like, you know, a calm fighter and things like that. Sort of like the Jet Li vibes. That's the vibes that I got from Luzen. So now you have to watch this kid and this guy, Kumatetsu. I'm going to refer to him as a guy. I don't like saying beast. I don't know why. And this guy, Kumatetsu, basically form a relationship. Kumatetsu basically says, okay, I'm going to have to teach you how to fight. And after this kid realizes that this person is very bad at teaching, because Kumatetsu has lived alone forever. He survived things on his own. This kid decides to find alternative ways to train under this person. And one of the ways that he does it, he basically tries to copy him. So this kid sometimes will be inside cleaning the house, and Kumatetsu will be training outside, and this kid will watch how Kumatetsu moves, and he'll use his broom to be like the sword and things like that. And then the best part of it all is that this kid memorizes Kumatetsu's movements so much that he finds a way to basically evade them. So it becomes a relationship of like Kumatetsu teaches this kid Ren to know how to fight, while Ren teaches this guy Kumatetsu, who's all like power and force and just enforcement, which works as a disservice sometimes. So this kid teaches him how to be evasive, how to defend himself, how to move while fighting, how to evade attacks, because this kid has memorized how Kumatetsu moves, right? And then you basically watch them just grow and form a beautiful relationship, and shit happens. I don't want to give too much away because it really goes into some heavy territory after this little fun that you have. And the one thing that I love about this movie is that like the martial arts, like you would think for like an animated film, and I know that we have shonen anime where they also show how people fight, but like the shonen anime that I've seen, the fights are mostly just like, yes, people will punch and all that, but like it will mostly be like effects and visuals and how beautiful it looks, you know. Even shows like Dragon Ball Z, yes, they would fight physically, but like most of the time would just be like, ah, you know that thing. But here, it's none of that. Like it's literally, you know, like the type of shit you will see in like old martial arts films, like films such as the likes of Whooping Yuen, movies like that type of fight choreography. You're gonna see it in this movie, and it's animated. So I am really impressed by how the animators managed to just bring that to life, and that made me so happy. And upon yesterday's rewatch, there are certain things that I thought happened in a certain way, but upon the watch, I realized I was wrong. They happened in another way, and I was really happy and very satisfied with how this movie went. Do not sleep on this movie if you've never heard of it. Look for it anywhere you can watch it. I don't know if I don't think it's Studio Ghibli. It is Japanese animation, but it's not. I don't think it's Studio Ghibli. But like, get on that. Get on that. Boy and the Beast is great. You'll be heavily rewarded because it takes some heavy directions, some really heavy directions, and it explores some really interesting concepts, especially the concept of like humanity and the things that we carry as humans, the things that we need to let go of to find enlightenment. But like a lot of us aren't there because I don't know what. But give it a watch. It's beautiful. It's well made. The animation is amazing. And there's a character there, the Grandmaster character is one of the best characters ever, and he's fucking funny as well. Okay, that's my recommendation for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely day.